Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek here. Hope you guys appreciate the new sexy background we have for the Warden and the Paunch. But as you know, with all of these DLCs, I like to come on here and show you guys all the new cool stuff they've done to the maps and show you a lot of the really awesome, unique buildings they've added. So let's not waste any time. Go ahead and hop into the campaign map. I have a very limited amount of time in which I can show you all this, so let's not waste any time. See you guys in a second. Alright guys, so here's the world map for Mortal Empires. Like I said, we're just going to pretty much immediately dive into everything because I don't have a lot of time. Because there's a very strict set of rules for how long we're allowed to stream and show stuff. So let's just cut straight to the goodies. Now, I will have to use a little bit of carefulness when showing some of the new areas because they contain some of the DLC and free LC stuff. And I'm not allowed to show you guys anything... any of their models. So for some places like this area, Yvres, you'll see, is now a 4 settlement area. I believe they added a new settlement of, I think Trilinia is new, and maybe God, I can't even say that. Alessili is new. I know the Shrine of Loak was always there, but now there's a lot going on here, and as you can see, if you're not playing either Eltharion the Grim or Grom the Paunch, both of them actually start off fighting there, which is great, and has a lot of exciting stuff going on the island. But let's keep moving. The biggest thing that we're going to, of course, talk about is the Badlands. The Badlands, which I actually can zoom in on, have gone through incredible changes. First, the Marshes of Madness has finally been added to the game, which is probably one of the most exciting additions, in my opinion. I'm really interested to go through it. And the Strigoi Empire has been, or Strigos Empire, has been moved here, as they should, because this is their ancestral home. This was actually the Kingdom of Strigoi, but you see Morgheim is now an official settlement. And I should be able to get footage showing you guys some of the unique structures that are available. I'm playing as the Skaven, and the reason for that is when you play as Skaven, you can actually see all the Skaven factions, and there are a ton. So you'll notice that although they did not add any new settlements to the Badlands, they completely rearranged how the factions work to make it more even and to make things more exciting. For instance, now, instead of Gorfang Rotgut and all of his lads of the Red Fang tribe controlling, like, all of the Badlands, now there's Skaven everywhere. So you have Gorfang Rotgut only starts off with Iron Rock and Carrick Drawn, and that's it. Then to the south at Valea Sorrow and controlling all the minor settlements in Carrick 8 Peaks, you have Clan Vulcan, who are notoriously famous as the Fire Skaven. One of the regiments of renown is actually them. And then down in Grom the Paunch's ancestral lands are the Skullcrag tribe, which is a greenskin tribe that control the Misty Mountains, Death Gorge, and Kradtomin. So that's a pretty exciting change. There's just more factions around here, which prevents, you know, some of the larger ones from just kind of curb stomping everything. Up here in the mountains over by Azhag, which I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of because a lot of people are probably going to be playing him. The Red-Eye Goblins have been, or Red-Eye tribe has been moved to only own Nashrak's Lair and Khazad Irkulaz, which this is all now one province with Karak-Kadrin. So these used to be 2 separate provinces, but they've combined them into one, and the reason for that is that Azhag, who is now in control of Carrick Ungor, which I really need to ask CA, I need to ask them, they gotta change that to Red Eye Mountain, man. Carrick Ungor is the dwarf name for it, but this, the Greenskins, when they took this over, they renamed it Red Eye Mountain, which is not too long of a name, so I'm not sure why it wasn't given that name in the first place, but hopefully they'll change that before release. And it has a new settlement of Karak Raziak, which is the starting place you have to take as Azhag. Some other fun changes. I don't believe they've changed anything in the north, but if we go over to where Skarsnik is, they've also added some more Skaven here. So now as Skarsnik, you have a slightly easier start because now instead of having to fight Carrick Norn in the rest of the province, Carrick Norn only owns their hold, but then the settlement down here has been changed to the very famous Skaven hold of Fester Spike. which is actually a hilarious famous hold because that's the one that 10 and 1 teleported to and destroyed in the storylines. Another place where more Skaven are crawling out is over here. So Zufbar, the middle settlement, has been changed, so it's now another very famous site known as Cragmere. So this is Clan Ferric, and they control Cragmere and Caladromar, so they give Zufbar a little bit more to do, while also giving the vampire counts a little bit of alleviation from just constant dwarf pressure. The Bloody Spears are still probably one of the strongest starting Greenskin factions due to owning the Bloody Spears tribe, or due to owning most of the Silver Road and all of Rib Peaks. That's going to do it for this area. So the last thing we need to look at for a new clan they added, I can't zoom in on it because obviously Emmerich's down here, but Emmerich starts at the Fortress of Vorag, which is a very exciting settlement that's got a bunch of new cool stuff. And then they've added a new dwarf clan who are Clan Helheim, which are a very anti-dragon clan. So as you can tell, there's some animosity going on there. And I believe that does it for the new faction review, the new factions and the new places on the map for the Mortal Empires. Though I will kind of scan around the area in case I miss something. That way, if I did miss something, you'll be able to kind of catch it in post. But I believe that's all the major changes. I don't think they added any new places to Ulthuan. Still just Blue Vipers there. All those Skaven have been there forever. So yeah, that's going to wrap up Mortal Empires. Let's go take a quick look over at Vortex. Alright guys, welcome to the Vortex map. And as I said earlier, there have been some changes, but if I recall correctly, almost all of them have to do more with Ulthuan than anything else. So you can see that Grom the Paunch, I'm not playing as either of them, obviously. Once again, I'm playing Skaven to scout for any new clans. But basically, they've added a series of new settlements to break Yvres up into north and south. So there's a lot more going on here, and there's a lot more fighting going on over the islands to make it, just kind of make it busier and to give these factions more stuff to be contesting over. And I think that's really the only biggest changes. When you play as those characters, there's a lot of things that mix around with start locations depending on who you're playing from the new characters' perspectives. But yeah, that's gonna be all of the big reveals there. So now let's take a look at some of the new unique structures they've added into the game, because I know I love those and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright guys, so I'm back and here are the new buildings that I have found so far. There may be a couple more, and there's certainly some more variants on one of them, but I'll show you kind of the big ones. So if you go to Mount Arachnos on either the Vortex map or Mortal Empires, you're actually going to be able to find the Lair of the Broodmother, which gives you the ability to recruit spider hatchlings, which are awesome, and it gives you a little bit of income. It has 3 versions, and I'll just kind of show you. Each version basically just gives you a little more money and gives you further upgrades to the spiders. They're not a super great unit, but if you want to have like a really awesome spider themed army with like a goblin great shaman leading it, and then just lots of spider riders and arachnaroks and all sorts of crazy crap, then this is a good settlement to get, because it'll let you actually have a really nice unit that, I mean, it's really fast and it does poison. It gets okay stats. It's nothing super crazy, but it's decent. It's fun. It's thematic. Another one is, this is actually not a unique structure, this is just a change. The Greenskins have gotten a new building, so anywhere where you can get exotic animals, you can now build a squig nest. And a squig nest gives you amazing upgrades, gives you an awesome garrison of extra squig herds, and allows you to recruit all the units you would from the normal squig building. So this is a must-have building if you really, really enjoy Night Goblin themed armies or just like having tons and tons of squigs. Plus, it just makes your garrison so sexy. Squigs are actually very good in garrisons. This one is the Grave of the Dragons. It has 3 versions, one for the dwarves, the elves, or high elves, and the vampire counts. And this one's way over in the new area that was added with Deathmaster Snitch and Malice Darkblade. You see, for the elves, it gives you a really sexy garrison of some dragon princes, dragon, bunch of income, and upkeep reduction. And then the big one that the high elves can get, and this is exclusive to the high elves, is the Purified Graves of the Dragons, which gives you further bonuses and allows you to recruit dragon princes from only a tier 3 building. Obviously, most people have already seen on, I think, the most recent live stream or something, or an announcement, that Emmerich starts in the ballpark of the Dragon Isles, so it's really, really easy for him to get to this area. This is a new building over in Massive Oracle. Massive Oracle has a building for trolls, which is the Stone Troll Quarry, so you can go there to, if you want a troll finesse build. This is back to the Grave of the Dragons, which is in Darkhold, by the way. And Grave of the Dragons for the dwarves. This is a must-have building for dwarves because it gives you gold idols and gemstones for your item creation. Plus, it generates Oath Gold and gives a ton of money. It is a awesome thing to have. So you definitely want to rush over there and smack around any elves that might be in the area, or any Skaven. And it does permanently hurt your diplomacy with high elves, but who likes pointy ears anyway. And then this is the Vampire Count version. Vampire Count version, it's a slog to get there, but if you do, it gives you +3 Lord recruitment rank faction wide, plus 10 Winds of Magic faction wide, so that's amazing. And it also has a Terrorgeist on the garrison, which is great. Then this is the Tower of the Bloody Tooth. If you're playing the Vampire Counts, as you can see, it just gives a bunch of bonuses to your Cryptors and your Crypt Ghouls, giving them weapon strength and upkeep reduction faction wide, which is beautiful. Also lets you recruit units from that, so you don't have to build the typical ghoul area buildings. And then in the Marshes of Madness, which we talked about earlier, there is a unique structure in Morgheim for the Vampire Counts and the Followers of Nagash. This is the Vampire Count version. It gives you better Necromancers, research increase, and really, really high recruitment rank ghouls and crypt horrors. Then this is the Tomb King version. If you're, the Followers of Nagash only version. It just gives you a shitload of crypt ghouls and some OK buffs. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely a place worth getting if you can get over there with Archon the Black. And then this is the Tower of the Bloody Tooth if you're playing as the High Elves. This one, this is pretty much what it does for everybody. It gives you 300 income, makes buildings cheaper to build. It'll give you a pretty nice garrison, but it increases vampiric corruption. But this is vaguely what everybody gets. And the last one I want to show you guys is that over in Erengrad, if you're playing as the Greenskins, you can now build the Chaos Troll lair, which does not give you Chaos Trolls, but it does give you hysterically good buffs for getting new trolls. Plus 5 recruitment ranks is insane! Plus the garrison is really sexy with just having tons and tons of trolls all over the place. So that's going to be all of the new unique structures. I am almost assuredly out of time by this point. I hope you guys enjoyed the new maps, and I hope you, of course, will be joining me for the live stream so I can show you tons of other new features. But I just wanted to get this stuff out there because I know it's a favorite thing that I do for a lot of people. And I'll even post this one on Reddit, which I normally don't. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you on the live streams.